Oh yeah, all right, we're live now.
Okay, okay. Shalom. Okay, shalom, 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 shalom. Yashala, Yahawah, AHLAHAYANAWA, Shema, Yahawah, AHLAHAYANAWA, Shema, Yashala, Yahawah, AHLAHAYANAWA, Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Barakatah Yahawah, Shai, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, QADASH, HALALYAMLA, AHLAHAYANAWA, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, QADASH. Woo! Double honor to our apostles and elders and bishops of GMS. Much due respect to the sincere Akim for our labor and work. Shalom, shalom. Do you believe us? To the Akim Wahab, be your brothers and sisters, subscribe to the truth. As always, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI for the RAWCHAA. Giving thanks to our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI for the RAWCHAA, the Holy Spirit, which gives us understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of the Holy Scriptures, and have faith in the true name of our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, us is edifying. YAHAWAH RATAZA. All right, we're going into how the day of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the day of darkness and not light. We're going to go a little more in depth of what that's going to look like. All right, and one of many examples of what to expect out here when the day of the Lord is officially here. All right, we're gonna play that clip that you got. Yeah, it's already in that branch section. Got a swipe scroll. Find the video. The one I upload is right underneath. Found it?
Okay, come right there. I'm about to play it for you again so you can see that.
All right, yeah, now.
Yeah. So what you know, if you have paid, when you watch that first clip, when you look like on the right side, right? You look very closely, you see a strange apparition, right? You see a phantom, and it actually looks like it has a silhouette of a man. So it has a head, has shoulders, two arms, legs, a torso, but it looks like it was crouching his way out, like it crouched out, like it crawled his way out from the group of those Edomites, man. All right, but yeah, right, and expect to see a lot more of that, but even worse, man. All right, a lot of strange apparitions. Believe it or not, just because we can't see them with our naked eye, like with the naked eye, doesn't mean they're not around us. They all around. They're around us, man. There's actual spiritual warfare that's taking place around us all day and night, man. As we speak, there's a battlefield right now, probably right around us. There's probably actual our heavenly brothers fighting against evil spirits while we're doing this lesson right now, just to protect us while we prophesy in the name of YAHAWASHI outside. Yep. All around us is an actual spiritual warfare right now, but real soon that spiritual warfare is going to manifest itself to the world. Everyone's going to be able to actually see what's really around us, man. All right? You want to have that one realm against another realm? Right? Like Brother QADASH saying, man, in that day, Lord YAHAWASHI W4Y, the spiritual realm and it's going to be very thin. It's going to be like kind of merged together. It's going to be like you won't be able to tell the difference between like, damn, are we in the spiritual realm or are we on earth still? It's going. Think of this: if you haven't seen Stranger Things yet, if before the whole thing, it ends with how season 5 was supposed to come out 2023, the year of hell, right? How like down world is now making its way onto pretty much this stage. The spiritual realm is making its way onto the earthly realm. The upside down world is no longer this upside down. It's literally part of this realm, man.
Yep. Now it's a part of this third dimensional reality.
Yep. It's about to look like Stranger Things out. It's about to be strange out here, man. But they're gonna finally see the truth out here. Like they say, truth is stranger.
Why you think CERN got that collider running? And they,
while that's taking place, right? Freaking we got Halloween coming up.
Oh yeah.
And that's definitely a time where like I told you how like pretty much like the spiritual realm, the earthly realm are gonna be so close together. Like
It's gonna be very thin.
it's gonna be
Very thin.
especially on Halloween around that time frame, like mystery night, Halloween, that difference between the earth realm and the spiritual realm will be so thin that night. And that's what the portals for these evil spirits to get themselves a hope, a body to hop on and to commit iniquity.
You know how Eve be on them days, our people in general.
And Eve is the mind you, Eve is the weaker vessel, right? The woman is the weaker vessel, and the ratio to men and women is more women than men, right? And then not only that going on, pretty much the beginning of like a first like society. It's gonna start off with Illinois, and then that shit can just
spread like a virus.
And well, I'm just speaking as a man. Let's say on actual midnight, right? January 1st, midnight. Once that ball fucking drops,
New Year coming to play.
you go start having people in fucking Illinois, especially like Chicago area, stuff like Philadelphia, like this. What's gonna happen in Illinois? It may influence other cities and countries to have people start behaving how what's going on and over there. It's gonna ricochet. Yeah. We'll get some scriptures now. Let's start with Amos 5:8. Amos 5:8.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. What end is it for you? The day of the Lord YAHAWASHI is of darkness and not light.
All right, so what the brother just read, right? When it says, oh, right, destruction, right? Unto that desire the day of the Lord. Like for the example, right? Like Christians, those who may have the zeal of the higher power, but they don't have the zeal of the knowledge, right? They don't have a damn clue what they got themselves into once they put their hand on the cloud, right? Like example, right? Christians, these bugged out Israelites, those that know they're Israelites, yet they still don't know what they're truly involved in, right? This is serious business, life and death. Your salvation's on the line, okay? Go on to you, right? It says, to what end is it for you? Now check this out, right? The brother Israel had decided to go through the word darkness and light. I'm like, oh shit, that scripture is heavy when you go through the book of the Bible. It says the day of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is darkness and not light. So when you go into the blue of the Bible for darkness, it goes into destruction, sorrow, misery, death. And then when it says, and not light, we go to the blue of the Bible, I came across happiness, and it says luminary. It says moon, sun, and stars. So, right? So I just want to do this for edification purpose. Instead of reading darkness and light, I'm going to read like the similar terms definitions I got from each one while reading that scripture, so you can hear for yourself what it sounds like. Okay? It says the day of the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi is destruction, sorrow, misery, death, and not happiness, and not luminaries, right? Luminaries of moons is not of moons of the stars. It's literally going dark out here, man. Because now you're gonna have a blackout out here. But our power can literally make it to where like it's literally dark out here. The lights of the stars that it projects at night, the light that the moon projects at night, and even the sun rising up, the light that the sun projects to give us day, are going to be able to project light here on earth, man. It's going to be dark. It's going to literally look like movies like Stranger Things, where it's going to look like the upside down world pretty much. Okay. It's going to be dark, man. You might have
that was with
Isaiah, get Isaiah 13 and 10. You know, like not too long ago, remember shortly after CERN had activated their health collider, what do you call it? It was actually where one of the heart is at. I think somewhere in Idaho, if I'm mistaken, they saw thick green grayish clouds. Okay? Alright? So don't be surprised when you start seeing, like when it's dark out here, you're not gonna see blue guys. You might not even see gray, like typical gray clouds you see about the rain. You might see like green, purple, black clouds. You know, like different colors, but like on the dark tone side, maroon clouds, violet, like burnt orange. It's gonna be dark out here, man. All right.
Real quick to back the brother up, where the luminaries, which goes into the word sun, moon, and stars, right? Basically having light in the world, basically, right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
When you go to constellations, to break down that definition as simple as possible, goes into a group of stars forming star patterns. So you know how like usually when you look up at night, you can usually see like star patterns, you see stars, like little patterns and shit. You ain't gonna see that.
None of that.
You ain't gonna see no stars. You ain't gonna know where the moon is at. You may not even know if it's daytime. Right? So yeah, yep. So like the luminaries are not going to be able to give their light upon earth, because the day of the Lord is the darkness, not light. It's not a bright day. It's a very dark and gloomy day, man. All right, literally dark. Okay.
Verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
So it's talking about, a great number of people, our people, constantly committing iniquity, sin upon sin, the other nations, them being wicked as hell, right, to be judged because of their pridefulness. We're in a time where pride is at an all-time level high, man. Almost everyone here don't fear Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. They're in the spirit of pride, of self-love. They're conceited. They're haughty. All right, they feel as they're untouched. They feel as a lot of people think that they're guiltless, that they're guilt-free because they believe that they're free of the most greatest idolatry image out there, known as Jesus Christ, man. You You really got people out here that really think that doesn't matter how sinful they fucking are, they believe that they have been saved. They're already destined for salvation because they've been saved by the image of our oppressor, the so-called white man, Jesus Christ, man. Y'all will have a great rude awakening, man.
Like the brother said, a great rude awakening. Not just a regular rude awakening, a grand rude awakening. That shit gonna be beyond your expectation, beyond your comprehension. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Believe it or not, when you go read that scripture, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 goes into it shall be perilous time.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, when you start at verse 2, and you go down like a few verses, pretty much people are in that spirit right now. They shall be lovers of themselves, truth breakers, not natural lovers, disrespectful, unholy, not thankful, lovers of themselves, but not lovers of YAHAWASHI W4Y. The paraphrase in that area. We live in that time right now, man. Now power doesn't like that. All right, there's not enough fear for our power on this planet. It's not enough. Only the elect does, but still, that's still not enough. Right?
That's scary, man.
So let's move forward to yeah, check out Amos chapter 8, verse 3. Chapter 8, verse 3.
Yep. The book of Amos, chapter 8, and verse 3. And the songs of the temple shall be howlings in that day, saith the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI power. There shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them forth with silence.
Right? So check this out. Good thing the Spirit came on to you early to bring this out. Remember we went into the word dead bodies, which also it goes into dead bodies, right? Not only goes into corpse, like actual like dead bodies, but when you go into the blue of the Bible, it also goes into idolatrous images, right? So check this out, right? So when it says there shall be many dead bodies in every place, they shall cast them forth with silence. So when you go into cast blue of the Bible, some of it goes into to throw away, shed, fling. So right, so when we come into the times when people start catching pure hell, and let's say for example, they're calling out onto their idols, their so-called gods like JC, right? Christ. They're calling out to Santa Maria. They're calling out to their ancestors. They're calling out to Buddha, whatever Muslim worship, was it Allah? And any other false gods that anyone believes in, right? They're going to realize that those so-called gods are not saving them. It's not delivering them from the famine. It's not delivering them when you got people wild beasts trying to chase you and eat you and your loved ones. It's not delivering you from the Q camp. It's not delivering you from pestilence. It's not delivering you from the sword, the nuke. It's not delivering you from evil, bad times, man. And because of that, you're gonna have a lot of these people. They're gonna start flinging, throwing, shedding, destroying those dead bodies, those idolatrous images.
To fling, it goes to cast away or to throw away vigorously and angrily.
Like,
yeah, they're gonna be mad in that day that the people, the idolatrous images, the false deities, the false gods that they've been praying to get saved by trying to get answers, and they're gonna be mad in that day because they ain't gonna get nothing. They're not gonna be delivered from none of their troubles, trials, and tribulations. They're just gonna get straight destruction.
Perfect example. Have you seen that video where there's that one nation? It's somewhere, I think like Saudi Arabia, not Saudi, Pakistan. So one of those nations out there, but they had those big ass construction trucks that they pick up dirt with and shit. They want like all those like they actually like dig up around. They
that.
That's the first example.
Bro, they had it was a pile.
There was a
Pile,
There was dumping over cliffs. They was dumping them shits out like in the rivers and shit.
There was a whole cross with JC on there that they had casted. I'm pretty sure that was like inside a church or some shit.
Yo, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was when like Gaza was when it first started getting bombed the fuck up. I think it was casting out their idols. There was flinking, aggressively. It was throwing out those dead bodies, those idols, because there's no life in it. There's this scripture goes into how like these stones that's made out of wood and stone that how people worship is part of one of the curses. They can't smell, they can't see, they can't hear, they can't speak. There's no life. There's no life in them. It is dead. Those like dead bodies. You're pretty much worshiping something alive, man. All right, and people gonna start throwing that JC for real.
Yeah. It's gonna happen over here.
Like at that fucking bingo, at that fucking 200, he was gonna burn that shit.
Fucking mad as fuck.
They're gonna A-Town stomp that shit. They're gonna fucking people's elbow that shit. They're gonna be upset.
No me estás ayudando a nada.
Yo tengo hambre.
Ay, con mi niño no tiene comida.
Like,
yo, bro, it's about to get bad out here, especially our people, bro.
Oh yeah,
yo, they love JC, man.
Out of all of the idolatrous images, that main one that our people love is that fucking that JC character, man. If it's not JC, right under that motherfucker is Santa Maria.
Oh,
the mother of God. When the hell did Yahawah have the mother? Think about it. That's a whole different topic. I'm not even gonna get to that, but
yeah, best fun talk about that shit, bro.
Right. So we're gonna go into Exodus chapter 10, verse 21, 23. The plague of darkness that happened in Egypt. That's going to happen again. Babylon. Right? Modern day Egypt, so Babylon, aka America. Okay.
The book of Exodus, chapter 10, verses 21. And the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand towards heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. Verse 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. There saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had lights in their dwelling.
All right, so for an example, right? If you want to use Illinois as an example, for that whole January 1st, 2023, the year of hell thing, right? You really think people are gonna put like this? You gotta be one stupid motherfucker. If you live in Illinois, right when the balls drop, you still trying to celebrate a wicked ass holiday, a so-called holiday, right? You're still trying to celebrate the balls drop, and you're gonna be so many motherfuckers out there waiting for the ball to drop so they can actually commit to get away with those very fucking crimes. Caught up in that shit. What's one of the many that's on there kidnapping? A lot of you bitches. I'm gonna say what it is.
Hey, it is what it is.
Right? Because bitches know a dog. You fucking gonna be out there with your titties out, reciprocally. This is gonna be plotting on your ass. There ain't gonna be no 9/11 o'clock. The most they may do is slap a nigga in the hand like, hey, don't do it again. Give it back. Or the cops are not even going to show up. All right? A lot of you learn a hard fucking way, man. But yeah, the part where it says how like there was not one another in verse 33. And neither rose any from his place for 3 days. So they'll literally start breaking loose when shit is banned. People are not. They're gonna want to always remain covered. You gotta be one stupid asshole. You gotta be. You really gotta be a dumbass. You really to still want to be outside, lit and chase the bag, doing that every time. You really gotta be an idiot to be out having a good time. Dying every day, doing broad daylight, middle of the night, man. Sundays, the whole on JC Sabbath, on JC Sabbath. All right, you gotta get better. You gotta be an idiot if you're gonna go out. If you desire to go outside during the blackout, it's because you're up to no fucking good. They want to go out and just tempt out. Stay indoors, it's gonna be all chaotic, especially you women. You women are gonna be scared. You ain't gonna give a fuck about getting licked. Want to hang because it may be those very same niggas that it's time to rape your ass during the blackout. All right.
The fact that gonna be let out loose too.
Ooh, yup.
Now you're gonna have niggas with rage be out there, hey hunt for bitches that did them wrong, that put them on child support. Hey hunt for bitches that fucking was fucking on their homeboy while they was in prison that they found out about. They're gonna be head hunt for both of y'all, for the nigga and the bitch.
Yeah, man. All right. Go ahead and still try to be in the spirit of mirth during the blackout, during the day of the Lord, which day of darkness and not light. You're gonna get hit with something. Right? Especially over in Illinois, which is eventually is going to spread all throughout Babylon. It's going to be like that, but especially those who are in Illinois right now. You go ahead and try to be outside during midnight or like a little after midnight, like in the middle of the night, especially as a woman. You want to be out there with titties out, be dressing all provocatively. Go ahead and see what's going to happen to your ass. Yep. You might get kidnapped and you ain't never going to be seen again. The next time that your body may get found is because you got robbed the fuck up. You got ravaged by groups of crazy ass men. All right? Yep. All right. And it says here too, it says, but all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So you got to believe it. You got to really believe in our power and rely, lean on Yahawah, Yahawashi, that blackout, our power is going to make way for you. He's going to make way for you to where you still got light in your dwelling. You still got power. You still can take a shower, have access to your toilet. You can still, your goods, your food doesn't get spoiled. That needs to be kept refrigerated. You may still have heat. Let's say it happens during the winter time, right? You still be kept warm, right? Whatever you need that requires electric. Okay. All right. And this time, it's just not going to be all of Israel. It's going to be the elect. Okay. The elect are going to have that hedge of protection from Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. That's why those men find them precious gold, man. All right, because they're gonna have that hedge of protection. One of the brothers, I forgot who mentioned it, but man, it's very heavy. They said the new currency, the actual true currency, is gonna be mercy.
Oh yeah,
real wealth. Yeah. The times we come into real wealth, real riches is gonna be mercy. Who is it that Yahawah Yahawashi is dealing with that he's protecting? That's gonna be real wealth. What car you driving? How you look? What car you used to drive? What light they gonna drive? They go to EMP.
How many fresh J's you got?
Yep.
What kind of Gucci stuff you got?
How much you could bench press at the gym? How much you can deadlift?
Man, fuck all that, man.
You don't give a fuck. Do a muscle up,
right?
You know, all these bitches gonna give a fuck about. Hey, are you one of the men of the Lord? Which is it's gonna be obvious who Yahawah Yahawashi is dealing with. But all these women are going to care about is are you going to accept them? Are you going to take away their reproach? Are they worthy enough to take on your name? Are they worthy enough to bear your child? Are they worthy enough to be one of your wives? One of your wives. So they can be kept from that scripture. That scripture says in Isaiah 32:2. A man shall be as a hot. The elect man going to be that has protection. Are you going to protect when this monster, this strange dimension rolling around? A bird like tonight. Okay? All right. So we're gonna move over. That's that part where it says in verse 21 where it says darkness that made felt. Well, we're gonna go into wisdom of Solomon with King Solomon, which spirit is right, if you can get it, right? I'll just say Lord YAHAWASHI had what exactly happened in Egypt when it says darkness that made felt, which is going to take place again here in Babylon over again.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 3. While they supposed to be lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions.
Right? Strange apparitions, right? Strange goes into
Yeah, you wanted to read the word.
even a fly trying to get at about.
Yeah.
For strange, right? It goes into something that is unsettling or hard to understand. Then apparition. So when people start seeing strange apparitions during that darkness that may be felt, the blackout, right? The darkness, right? They're gonna have a hard steadily and understanding, trying to wrap their seeing the spiritual realm manifesting itself in this realm. They're gonna be bugged the hell out, man. It's like they're gonna be afraid, man.
They're gonna be afraid.
Like, am I seeing like what I'm seeing? That's actual spirit. That's spirit that's no longer uncloaked anymore. Is now
Actually manifesting itself.
Yep. Got it. Read 4 to 6. Yeah, because I broke it down here. The other verse. I was breaking down.
Verse 4. For neither shall them keep them
Try to hide in your closet, your blanket. You can close yourself up in a little ass closet, put yourself in a box, right? It's not you won't be able to escape from your fear, right? You won't be afraid. Okay? Right?
but noises as of water falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance. No power might them light or give them light. Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure the lighten that horrible night. Verse 6. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the thing which they saw to be worse. The sight they saw not.
By the way, shalom to the ox. As I go to the start, shalom, YAHAWAH RATAZA
Whoever
Whoever is watching as well too, So what the brother just read, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, right? 3 through 6. I'm going to read this in the revised standard version, RSV. And I went a little more in depth with it, for edification purposes, okay? So you can have an understanding of what King Solomon, which is also YAHAWASHI, was speaking of, right? So that verse 3. Thinking that in their secret sins, behind a dark curtain of forgetfulness, terribly alarmed and appalled by specters, right? So appalled goes to dismay or distress, and then specter ghost, right? So I'm gonna read it again, but I'm gonna read the similar terms of definition for it, see what it sounds like. For thinking that in their secret sins they were unobserved behind a dark curtain of forgetfulness, they were scattered, terribly alarmed, and great dismay or distress ghosts. All right. So they were afraid by distress ghosts. Okay. Just okay. Now verse 4, it's gonna get a little better. Okay. It says, for not even the inner chambers that held them, right? Read it again. For not even the inner chambers that held them, protected them from fear, but terrifying sound rang out around them, and this small phantom with gloomy faces appeared. All right. So I went into this small phantom, this small phantom and this small. So I'm gonna read it again, but with the definition, okay? See what it sounds like. For not even the inner chamber that held them protected them from fear, but terrifying sound rang out around them, and depressing, pitifully, and disgracefully bad ghosts, spirits, ghosts or ghost-like images of someone, especially one seen shortly before or after their death, a pale, thin, or substantial person or thing, someone who is like someone who's like they look transparent, right? They look transparent with gloomy faces appear, right? So let's say, for the example, right, you had this may sound up, but hey, fuck it. I'm saying, I'll give it this. You have a lost loved one that just died. They just died, right? They had a gruesome death, right? A very gruesome. Let's say his head or her head got chopped off, right? And you're gonna be visited by a lost loved one, and you're gonna cut off, man. You're gonna look at them exactly how they died. They're gonna be headless. Let's say for the example, you have a lost loved one. They were skinned alive. They're gonna appear onto exactly how they look, but in the form of a spirit. They're gonna look substantially, which means like pretty much like someone that's something or a thing that's not really solid. It's kind of like seafood, pretty much. Okay, and or another example, you had a lost loved one that was going through so much hell that they couldn't take no more. They took their own life away. They had a double barrel shotgun. Blasted their shit. Going into their face. All they got left is just the bottom of their mouth attached to their body. They ain't got none of that left, though. I'm just talking about a double barrel. I'm just talking about for example. Yeah. Right? You're gonna be visited, right? You're gonna be visited by a phantom, right? Which is it goes into it says a ghost-like image of someone, right? Especially one seen shortly before or after their death. Damn. So let's say, he or she died, with a double barrel in the head, right? And however that body looked like right before it died or after, hey, you're gonna be visited by someone that looks just like that, man. It's about to get bad. All right. And for an example, you can think of like the movie 13 Ghosts. You know how like most of those phantoms, those strange apparitions, the people that was there, they were able to see these strange apparitions, how they looked right before after they died, right? Shortly before after they died, I put a clip together. It's like of images of the 13 ghosts, so you can have an example of what that goes into. Okay, hold on, stay with me, don't go anywhere. Let me get it right now. Bear with me. It's not that long. I think it's like a minute, few seconds long. Bear with me. Getting it right now. All right. It's a minute and 5 seconds. ones who look like they're actually alive. So that's when the fun's like, what the hell? Like, you? A well? What? And then, yeah, and then he would start chasing your wives down like, but you saw there, right? When you brought out.
So real quick, what the brother was bringing out, where it says you will see the loved ones before, right? So before, right? You can see your loved one like as I'm making an example, you know, as he is, you know. So he had a regular death, you know, or you can see him into where he was mangled the fuck up, you know, and shot out of the ripped off and you know shit like that, you know. And you can see that literally. So it's either one or the other, especially if you're not that type that's like, oh, I don't really like the gruesome shit, you know, like you're very like you get very woozy, you're very fearful and all that shit. Well, guess what? There's a scripture, Isaiah 66 and verse 4, where it says, you know, the Lord is a fear that you have. So if you fear that in that day, in that physical or that spirit manifesting stuff to you, he gonna look like a damn fucked up, you know, ripped off flesh person. It's something that you fear. And that's just me speaking as a man, you know, because the Lord only knows what you fear. You know, even the things you don't know you fear, you know, he knows. But it could be
like also to back you up too. Let's say like you quoted earlier, how power shall use your delusion. Let's say, because mind you, our power is the king of terrors, right? You know, AHLAHYANAWA, right? Woo! Power, demon like power, right? Yeah. Something along that line. Let's say you have a lost loved one or passed away recently. They appear as if like they're alive, as if they never died.
Yep.
But it's really an evil spirit. It's a demon that's using you, and that demon is going to be the spirit of trying to kill you.
Yep.
Te voy a matar. Like, Leo, my son, my daughter, and they may have like a fucking chainsaw or a knife in their hand, talking about.
Or they got the sharp teeth out of nowhere start to manifest.
The fucking mouth open up like the vampires blade or they come like movie aliens. Another mouth comes out like crazy shit, or like that vieja fucking Legion.
Oh, her teeth got sharp as hell out of nowhere.
Sharp, yeah.
That bitch said, "You're all gonna fucking die."
Yeah. All right. So move on to verse 5 and 6 in the Revised Standard Version. It says, "And no power of fire was able to give light, nor did the brilliant flame of the stars of Baal," means which goes into help or benefit, to illumine, which goes into light up or bright that hateful night, right? So during the blackout, right, during that time in Egypt, when we say darkness that maybe fell, it was dark 3 days, right? Not even the illuminations, right? The light from the moon, the stars were able to brighten up, benefit that hateful birthday day. Woo! Okay, all right.
About to get bad.
All right. It was able. The lights from the sun, the moon, and the stars. Well, was able to help or benefit that day, man. Don't try. All right. In verse 6, it says, oh, and by the way, the beginning of verse 5, no power of fire was able to give light, nor did it the brilliant, no power of the fire was able to give light. So let's say you got a JC candle, a Santa Maria candle, you got a lighter, and you're trying to light up the candle, right? Not even the light that the fire projects to the lighter is going to be able to help you figure out where the hell is the sin for
even see that.
You want to try to use the flashlight. You won't even know if this shit is on or it's on or off. No illumination, pretty much. No, whatever that projects light, projects some kind of like a radiation of light. It's not going to be able to project through that darkness, man. All right.
That tries to give illumination.
The only light that's going to be in the dark is probably the elect when that standard is lifted, right? The elect, that the sons of YAHAWASHI W4Y finally has been revealed to the world. They may be that only light, man. All right, out there. All right, speak as a man, right? Because isn't there the scripture says how like they shall shine?
Yep.
Something like that.
They shall shine, and then run to a pro like fuck.
Yeah. All right. So, verse 6, it says, nothing was shining through them except a dreadful of tinder fire, and in terror they deemed the things which they saw be worse than that unseen appearance. So the things that people are going to be seeing now is going to be much worse than the things that they probably like think of their mind. The things that they thought they saw.
Yep.
The things that they really going to see is going to be terrifying. Okay. So now that's just for the strange apparition one. Now we're going to jump in monstrous apparition.
Yeah.
We're going to see what demons really look like, what monsters really look like. Okay. Got it.
Same book, same chapter, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verses 14 and 15. Verse 14. But they sleeping the same night. But they sleep in the same sleep that night, which was indeed evil, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable hell, were partly vexed with more apparition, and partly fainted, their hearts failing them for a sudden fear, and not looked for come upon.
All right. So the brother just read there. We're going to read that in the revised stand. No. I don't know. We don't got it. All right. So what the brother just read in verse 14 and 15, right? Same chapter. It says, we're partly, no, block it. What it says, the bottomless of inevitable hell, pretty much like, let's say for an example, because Esau got a lot of movies like that. Let's say Hellboy, for example. Yeah. Or that movie, another for example, is one of the Silent Hill movies. Those crazy motherfuckers, the scenes it took place in the church. And the crazy chick, she stabbed the main character, it was a chick with blonde hair. She stabbed her like in the stomach, and it wasn't even blood that was coming out of her, it was like black pool. But this is the crazy thing about it. When her blood was falling to the ground, it was creating a pool. It was opening up hell. Oh. And that chick that stabbed her, pretty much that little girl that she's trying to save her daughter, pretty much like she's like powerful as, and she loved her. And the scenes where what it says here, the bottomless of, and then pretty much, the ground was opening up with her blood, and got barbed wire. Barbed wire was coming out of that shit, and it was wrapping around that chick that stabbed her. That crazy thing. And this got even worse. That little girl, she made the barbed wires. It was coming out of her, like getting out, and then it was cutting her up. Like, yo, it was bad. I'm like, I know. I think of something like that. I think of the movie Hellboy, when the ground was opening up, you had all these monsters, apparitions coming out, just skinning people, cutting the let's say there was a piece of the rat that made it at the first stage. This shall be first Avengers. They shall appease the wrath of them that created, just paraphrasing, right?
And also when it says inevitable hell, that's going into the grave. These inevitable hell, where these things is coming out. The undead, or the dead. They were coming to the ground, and the Hebrew for that is Sheol, and that also goes into the grave as well. So inevitable hell is anything that's on fork to this on a plane.
So let's say, for example, like you got like those zombie movies where you got like actual,
They
you got
come out with their
actual,
hands and
you got
shit.
actual corpses coming down. Hey, it could be something like that too. You got people that you got dead corpses that's being possessed by these evil spirits to use those bodies as a host there to move around here.
Right? Literally, it says out of the bottoms of inevitable, the bottoms, literally inevitable hell, the ground, grave. Shit.
So we're gonna have that awakening at these graveyards and shit. You're gonna have
Great awakening. Yeah.
great awakening at these fucking graveyards and
They
shit.
have the army of the undead and shit out here.
Oh, army of the undead, yo. See, it says we're parting bets with monstrous apparitions, right? When you go to monstrous, it says hideous, ugly, gruesome, disgusting. Now this is another one that caught my attention. It says malformed. And when you go to that definition, malformed, it says of a person or part abnormally formed.
Yeah, malformed.
So let's say, for example, just speak as a man, just trying to use our imagination. So let's say you have like a skinless centaur out here.
Got horns and shit, 4 eyes.
Yep. You got like monsters where like whole body is like it's like a crab or like a spider, but the upper body is the body of a man, but their stomach is open, like on some dead space type of critters and shit. But it got 2 heads and shit, multiple arms, and the arm is this big here.
They got a crab arm on this side.
Yeah. So you're gonna have like someone with 2 heads, 4 arms, 4 legs, or they have 2 torsos, but they share the same little like crazy shit, man.
Man,
What's that movie? 300.
Oh yeah. 300.
Yeah, it's 300. Yeah, you may have some of those things like that out here, but that's also
He was
someone.
strong too.
He was strong to that one arm.
Yeah.
You want to have that nigga for scary. You want to have a nigga who
My
like,
strong hand.
this my strong hand. But that hand strong as hell though.
Bro,
That little ass
put your
hand.
ass on a steak, man.
That little ass on your ankles and fucking bam your ass. that shit can skin your ass with that little ass arm. Damn, man. Oh, like Silent Hill, the fucking permit head.
Oh,
walking
yeah.
on with that big ass sword.
Boy, what?
And he literally grabs you and he like grabs you and rips that shit off, man. Right? Man,
Bro,
hey.
imagine that kind of strength you need to just rip somebody's skin off, bro.
Damn. And then another one is mutant, right? Mutant, which goes into showing the effect of mutation.
Hey.
Yeah, you saw you have those GMSs, those genetically modified soldiers. Now mistaken, China has that already.
Yep.
Right? China has that already. Apparently, Ukrainian got super soldiers. Pretty much no mutants, right?
They got them because of the U.S. though.
Well, like for the U.S.
Yeah, because the U.S. sanctioned that shit over there.
Yeah, the U.S. keeps supplying those motherfuckers with shit.
Yeah, so if y'all think that there's no correlation to why the lot of weapons and coordinates and
they're probably transporting actual fucking monstrous apparitions over there, genetically modified, bioengineered.
So the lab is over there, so
Yeah.
they're probably engineering it over there in general, and then fucking they're bringing it here.
They're probably sending dead bodies. They're probably sending your loved ones who you host a funeral, who you just held a funeral for, sending those corpses over to the fucking to the main lab and genetically modifying those fucking bodies, like the movie Overlord.
They got that fucking thing.
Yeah, like the movie Overlord. Maybe your loved ones that died from the fucking Vicky, right? They still got nanoparticles and all that shit in them. They're using, right? Going through a mutation process, right? And we don't know what these devils do behind the fucking closed doors. Right? They really tapping into that left hand. Just how the elect men are trying to tap into that right hand energy. You got the fucking Edomites that's trying to tap in faithfully on the left hand energy. Tell you that fight, the house of David versus the house of wicked, it's going to be a fight like never before, man.
Hey, outside like a good fight though, man.
Yep, Yahweh always sounds like a good fight because Yahweh is a man of war, right? It's like a good fight. All right? we're going to end it. So everything we just said, right? A lot of this took place during the first Egypt, right? So guess what? The verse going to end it with Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 11. Okay.
It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
As before, smite Egypt as before. Egypt already got done with. All right. That's why it's very important to have the understanding of the scripture, because if you have the understanding, you will know that Egypt is bondage. And Babylon, aka America, is spiritually Egypt, which means it is still the place of captivity for Israel, the Israelites, so-called black, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Indians. All right, and because it says as before, that means Paul is going to repeat what he did before, but even worse.
And will destroy all the land thereof.
So that blackout that happened in the past, that darkness that can be felt, you have the strange apparitions, monstrous apparitions out there, right? Tormenting, executing judgment to Yahawah Shai on the Egyptians over there, right? It's going to happen again, all over again, but this time you're going to have 2/3 of our nation that's going to get caught up in it. Only the elect and the remaining of the 1/3, those whose names are written for the life, will be delivered from those same pearls. The one whose same pearls is that darkness that may be felt. Okay? All right. That video again one more time so you have an idea of what we're talking about. I'm gonna play your video first, and then the one I put together, and then we'll close it with that. All right. So you gotta have an understanding of what Jacob's trouble is gonna look like. One of many things.
Yo,
yeah, God. I'm gonna play this last video. All right, so you saw there. All right. Hey, it's gonna be a time like never before. Try to get very crazy out. Lord Willow was edifying.
RAWCHAA,
It built you up in the spirit. It built up more of that fear for our power Yahawah Shai, because that's why our power recommends first is to have fear for him. Then eventually you will grow to love our power. But fear. We're constantly pushing out fear. Yahawah Shai. Okay? So we're gonna close out by giving much due all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH.
our apostles and elders and bishops, TMS, up to tech, is to say Shalom.
Shalom.
To you believers, to the YAHAWAH, brothers and sisters, brought to the truth. And as always,
GTA Abad Babasu Kwam Yasharal.
all right.
So one.